Okay.
Okay, welcome back everybody. It's Journeyman League Season 13A. It's round 5 here in Senegal, the Nijani Circuit. And I'm Figuera, and the main commentator is actually Matima, so I'll let him take over from here.
Hello. Okay, so welcome everyone in the finale of Journeyman League Season 13A. It's been definitely an interesting season, seeing the top three, Nohxckz, Phantomy, and Mike dominate the league. Nohxckz scoring first three wins, but Phantomy edging edging one in round 4 in Pagala Casuale. We'll see how this goes with this three present, and everyone finishes its first laps, and it's Nohxckz with the dominant pole lap. Wow, that's really impressive. To 32.95. First sub 33 of the week, actually. The second place is Mike. After him, it's Lil One. A little bit of break here, but next is Carlitos. The P2 in World Drivers' Championship Phantomy only fit. We'll see if he improves on this lap. And it's actually Make on pole position with 32.93. Wow. Really impressive lap again. Phantomy only 4th. He has one more try left to settle this down. It's also the final race of Red Lobster racing on the Nick F Bestie 47 with a special livery for Ricard Supernova. There are also other teams doing special liveries. Oh, I think Phantomy just ruined his lap out there on this corner. He went into the gravel. We also see a bit of lags as he doesn't improve. But Mr. Kimster improves with a P4. Really good performance for him. What do you think about this qualifying figure?
Yeah, I mean, wonderful stuff from Mike, wasn't it? A beautiful pole, 32.93. He's improved on his last time by I think like 0.1 second, so really great stuff. The grid seems quite close between between Mike and Nohxckz, so not the grid. So you got the top two, and everyone else, they don't seem too far apart. Especially,
Are we sure about Phantomy, by the way? Because he had a big moment at the end of qualifying.
I was gonna consider that once we're back in the lobby. But yeah, so between P3 and P10, it's a pretty small gap considering the history that we have in the league of quite significant gaps. So I think it's going to be an interesting race. Yeah. So
It's also the race when the next fight for Constructors' Championship will be decided. And Solaris enters this round with 10 points advantage over HRT. But HRT drivers qualified better than Solaris, so we'll see how this looks. It's not settled for sure yet. Ricard Supernova theoretically still has the chances, but they are really small since they are lacking 31 points to Solaris. So it should be a fight between HRT and Solaris, but we'll see in the race. Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
So here we go. The race is on, and the drivers will go for the last 22 laps of this JL season. Let's see how it goes. Lights out and away we go. Mike and Nohxckz get a pretty good start. Lil One kind of sleeps it. Mr. Kimster is side by side with him. Mike leads the way onto turn 1. Kimster dive bombs but fails at it. Mike still leads. It's Mike, Nohxckz, Lil One, Phantomy, and Nohxckz. The top 5, the top 4 seems to run away with it a bit. As Nohxckz challenges Mike for the lead, but Mike defends. Nohxckz challenges again into the corner. Nohxckz onto the last corner. He's side by side with Mike. He's surely gonna try it onto turn 1. No, but he's not. Phantomy and Lil One battle. Phantomy makes a slight mistake. Wow, it's definitely a really interesting start. Red Lobster is in P5. Mr. Kimster fell all the way to P8 from that amazing P4 qualifying. It's a huge battle in the midfield, around from P8 to P11. F86 and Mr. Kimster battling it out for that P5 as they go around the circular last corner. Oh, F86 makes a huge mistake and he's down to P12, I think. Yeah, that's a really unfortunate for him. Let's maybe go back to the front of the grid right now to see the battle there, as Nohxckz actually has taken the lead from Mike, as the top 3 in World Drivers' Championship battle it out for the win in Senegal. Nohxckz in the lead, Mike second, he has a better exit, he will try to go down the inside, but he fails to. Oh, Phantomy makes a slight mistake up there, loses the 2, but he might catch up to them as they seem to battle. But no, Mike gives it up a bit. He will wait for an opportunity, I think. As Phantomy makes mistake, Nohxckz catches him up. If it will continue like that, I think that HRT has a chance of becoming World Constructors Champions, since Bubbles is only 10th at the moment. He hasn't gained much from that qualifying. What do you think about the start, Figo?
Yeah, I mean, it's been quite a chaotic start for most of the drivers at the back there. Studi's going off the track just now. But you've seen Nohxckz and Mike have managed to, create quite the gap. And Phantomy and then Nohxckz and basically everyone else. So we're seeing quite a lot of battles, especially in the early stages, as the drivers start to, try and manage their positions, settle into, their general race position. And yeah, I mean, in a few laps' time, we'll see these strategies start to kick in now, and maybe we'll see if anyone can come out on top using a better strategy. So yeah, it'll be an interesting race to watch.
Yes, strategies will be surely the important part of the race, since you can easily go for one stopper here, picking mediums and hards, or both hards, but you can also go for two stopper, which seemed to work better for AL drivers. But we'll see how this goes for JL. The fastest driver for now, who's not on the soft tires, is Mr. Kimster at P7, then it's Bubbles at 9th and Musk at 10. If they hold up a pace like that, they can get some positions from stopping only once.
That's
As you mentioned, Figo, Mike and Nohxckz had made a huge gap over Phantomy and Nohxckz at P3, P4, and they're battling it out, as it seems. Mike really wants to get his first JL win after finishing third 3 times in a row, but oh, he makes a mistake! And it's a huge one. Nohxckz and Mike both go into the pits, but Nohxckz has, I think, somewhere around a second of advantage. But no, he's lost it. What happened there in the pits? I have no idea.
Yeah, Mr. Kimster is just taking the lead now. In the AL race, used the mediums, and now again, he is using the mediums. I'm not sure if he's going to do a one-stop again. He's going to be pushing the tires there. Really, he's going to struggle with the tire wear near the end of it. But he's going to let Nohxckz through. And it might cause issues for Mike, because he's going to have to get past Kimster as well. So, yeah, Mike's definitely in a tough position. Can he regain the time? Mr. Kimster in the pits now.
So he's most likely gonna do a two-stopper, since it's a bit too early for one-stopper, I think. But this guy will definitely go for it. Mr. Bubbles on the third position on the used hard tires. I think he's gonna pit in a few laps for new set of hards or mediums, and yeah, go to the end with it, hoping to gain positions, not stopping one more time, because the pit lane on this track is pretty long and it loses you around 8 or 9, maybe even seconds. So the one-stopper guys might gain time on that, as we see Phantomy asking his teammate for the switch because he has the better tires. They can both benefit from it. Here we see, yes, Bubbles lets him through, and we see really good teammate between the Solaris drivers, as Bubbles takes Phantomy's slipstream to minimize the losses with these hard tires, as Phantomy is on fresher softs. But I think the win battle for the Solaris driver might be gone, because Mike and Nohxckz are almost 6 seconds in front of him after the first laps of the race, and they're battling it out for the lead. Nobody wants to back off. Mike tries to go around the outside, but he doesn't succeed to. maybe into the sway the chicane corners or into the hairpin. They go around the hairpin. Mike gets a better exit, but is unable to use that. They go around the swingy corners again. And the last one, you really need to go fast for this section if you want to have a good exit. Mike tries to run down the turn one. No, he backs out. As Nohxckz keeps the lead and extends his advantage as Mike makes a slight mistake at the turn 2 and Nohxckz loses him. He has 1 second advantage over Mike right now.
Yeah, I mean, considering the pace of the drivers, I think Mike's got a little bit of a pace advantage. He managed to catch up to Nohxckz in that first pit stop, even despite making the mistake and losing quite a lot of time. So maybe we can see Mike just on his pace alone catch up to Nohxckz again, and I think you know, he can really do that if he just avoids making any more silly mistakes like that. Yeah.
I think it's definitely possible, but we'll see. We still have 9 laps to go for this race. It's definitely an interesting one. I think we may see a battle till the last lap of the race. But now we'll focus on the fight for P5 between Mr. Kimster and Lil One. I think... Oh, Nohxckz made a mistake and the guys got up to him, so it's gonna be a three-way battle for P4 right now. Kimster goes through. I think he has pretty good tires. Lil One's softs are used, so he's probably gonna pit this or next lap. Kimster's tires also are used, but I think a little bit better than the Lil Ones. Nohxckz has definitely the best tires out of these three. The less used, but medium, so he's gonna be a little bit slower with that. Lil One lost some gap to the guys, but he'll definitely try to make this up as Nohxckz doesn't wanna give this position for free to Kimster, and Nohxckz pits. Nohxckz has just pitted on lap 14. He's gonna do 8 lap softs to the end. Mike stayed out. I think he's doing the 8 lap stint right now, which will be pretty painful for these JL drivers, but we'll see how this turns out. May we see Mike for a second struggling with this used soft tires. He has 3 corners to go to the pit lane. I think he will pit now.
He's in the pits now.
So he does. He will surely be behind Nohxckz, but what will the gap be? Mike will have the better tires, but oh, this will be a huge gap around 3-4 seconds.
The undercut is just really powerful here, I guess. Nohxckz making a mistake on the exit of that corner. But the undercut, a really powerful tool in this track. 3 seconds of an advantage now, and if he can hold that for the next 7 laps, I think he can go on to win the race. He's got the older tires though, and this track is so tough on you when the tires get really worn. So hard to stay on the racing line, so hard to control the car. So maybe near the end of this stint we can see Nohxckz struggle a little bit and allow Mike back into the fight. Yeah.
Yes, we're definitely gonna see something like that. But Mike needs to be really quick with catching up. He has only 5 laps to go and 3.5 seconds to go to make up. Actually 3 seconds. He's made up a bit of that time, but I'm not sure if he has enough time. We'll see in few laps. Phantomy has decided to pit for mediums to avoid that painful 8 lap soft stint, which can really lose a lot of time, which was proven by Mike just now. Kimster in 4th. I think he's a bit too far to use that worst tires of Phantomy to his advantage, and he has Nohxckz attacking him. As they go to turn 4, Nohxckz tries the dive bomb but backs out. He's behind him right now.
Try to move down the inside. Wonderful move there, but he hasn't completed it yet. Mr. Kimster now goes side by side, pushes him a little bit too wide there, but Nohxckz manages to complete the move and he's through. And he's lost Mr. Kimster. He's out of his slip now, so Nohxckz can go on and hopefully use his pace to build that gap. Wow.
Yes, Nohxckz has built a bit of a gap from Mr. Kimster as he made that one mistake. At the further place of the grid we have Bubbles F186 Lobster retiring after this race, Carlitos, Lil One, and then at the back of the grid outside of the top 10 studios, Sebas, with huge gaps to the next guys. Oh, and Amor battling Felix Lotus for that P14. Amar has the better tires, so he gets away pretty quickly. Drazer in P15 and Masca DNFing, I think. Yeah, he's in that pit lane pretty long.
Oh wow.
Nohxckz, I think he manages to keep that advantage over Mike, so he might go for the race win here if he doesn't make any major errors.
Yeah, looks like Mike's really struggled to chip away at the gap that's a bit between them. It was 3.2 seconds when they first came out the pits. Now it's 4. Maybe Mike is just really struggling on those tires, even though they're newer. Seems to just be having some problems. Nohxckz doing an incredible job keeping up the pace, keeping up the gap as well. He deservedly has the win at this point, really. He has 2 laps, and unless he makes some huge error, I think he's got the win in the bag at this point.
And the World Championship, as he has won every race instead of Parola Casuale, which was Phantomy's success. But we haven't, and we entered the last lap with Nohxckz, but we haven't seen all of the battles yet, as the World Constructors Championship might actually go to HRT, since Nohxckz and Nijani are now P1 and P4, and the Solaris drivers, Phantomy and Bubbles, only P3 and P6. I'm not sure if this will be enough to hold the 10 points advantage they build for the season, but we're gonna check after the race as we go with Nohxckz through the last right-hander corners as he wins the Senegal J Prix, the first African race since quite a while. Mike finishes second, his all-time best in JL after this series of P3s. Phantomy completes the podium with a P3, really good result by him. Nohxckz fourth, Mr. Kimster, one of the newer drivers, P5, really good result by him. Oh, Bubbles and F to the line, and Lobster finishes his career with P8, really good result by him. Carlitos 9th. Oh, I think something happened with the standings there. They're pushing Lobster down. Oh! I thought Kimster went for the finish line, but I'm not sure if he did. Studios P10. Sebas P12. Amar in P13. And then it's Felix and Drazer is gonna be finishing last from the finishers, as Mascabrivas DNFs. And here we have it. The JL season is complete. Let's round up the grid, Figo.
Oh, okay, I guess I'll do that then. Nohxckz took a commanding win over his his main rival this race here, 2.6 seconds. Yeah, it's a really great win. Just a lot of skill involved. He was able to keep those tires, keep the car on the track as it lost the grip. An incredible drive from him, really. The undercut was a risky move, but it worked out well, and in the end he was able to maintain the gap and take the win. So really great stuff, and he deservedly has the win here. And in second place, Mike, missing out, takes the fastest lap, so that's some kind of consolation. 32.92, a pretty great lap if you look at the JL grid here. So it's a great lap. And in third, to round off the podium, is Phantomy in the Solaris. In fourth, there's Nohxckz in the HRT Cloud, a very solid performance from him. And in fifth is Mr. Kimster, one of the newer drivers here, and he's got a very, very good result in fifth place. Sixth, Mr. Bubbles, the alternate strategy. I think he went on 2 stints of the hards, and it seemingly has worked out. At the beginning, maybe the hards were a risky choice. They're quite a bit slower than the softs. We've seen this season dominated by just the soft tires, some balancing issues, really running rampant in the leagues right now. But he managed to hold on, and he's got a solid result in seventh.
Oh, I also have some drama coming. Sorry to interrupt you, but from what I've counted, it seems like Solaris has lost the Constructors' Championship by 1 point.
The gaps are just so close in JL.
As the HRTs gain 15 points after this race, and Solaris only get 39. So yeah, they lost the championship by 1 point. What a drama for Juan's team, as they waited for that second Constructors' Championship really long time. I think it was 6 seasons, to lose it on the last straight. We don't see that this often in JL.
Yeah. So to continue on with the race results, in 7th was F186 in the Kenza, solid points for him as well. 8th, the retiring driver, Red Lobster, taking a solid points position for Raikar at the end of his career. So congratulations as well, and hope he goes on to do great things. And in 9th place was Carly Truss. In 10th was Lil One. In 11th was Studious. And in 12th was Sebas. 13th, Amoir. 14th was Felix Lotus. And 15th was Draza, which was the last place on the running grid. And it's 16th for Masco Bravas, who DNF'd earlier in the race. Yeah, that's it.
It was definitely a very interesting race to round up the another great season of JL with the domination of Nohxckz, Make and Phantomy. Solaris losing the championship just by 1 point on the final straight. Definitely a heartbreak for Juan and the guys. As Red Lobster rounds up his really good career with quite few podiums for Supernova and quite many memories. So yeah, basically that's all, and we're gonna see you in 2 weeks.